All right, so Andromeda's been popping off now. A lot of people been questioning of just how I'm testing current ads. And in today's video, we'll be kind of going over a recent case study, literally about a week or two ago, where we just found a new set of winning ads for a client that cut down the cost per acquisition by, I don't know, 50%. And in today's video, we just kind of go over how I tested the ads, what kind of creatives I ran, the problems we were experiencing, of why we created those particular ads right there, and just how I'm thinking about creative testing now with this new Andromeda update. I'm not saying this is the solution that's going to end everything with Andromeda, but I'm at least say this is what's working for us right now. I want to preface that because there's been a lot of YouTubers now talk about Andromeda like they have the magic solution for Andromeda, and I don't think anyone technically has the magic solution for Andromeda, but all I can do right now is showcase to you guys who watch the channel of what's working for me in this post-Andromeda update, and then it's up to you to make that educated decision whether you follow me or not, of what's working for me and for you to replicate for yourself. I just again really want to kind of stress that importance right there, because Andromeda still is fairly new for a lot of people right now, and not everyone has the solution yet. A lot of people right now are just in this kind of phase of testing and experimenting with different things around Andromeda. And because it's still new for a lot of people, there isn't really like what I would say a 100% solution. But I will give you guys best practices that's working for me, my students right now, that's crushing it, and it's up to you whether you choose to follow those things or not. So with that being said, let's take a look at this quick ad account right here. It's an ad account that we've been running for quite a bit of time now, and last 7 days getting about a $63 cost per purchase on our main US and Canada campaign. CBO campaign spending about $900 a day. Realistically, for this account, we need to get the CPA down to roughly $35 for this account to be profitable, so we can start scaling to the level we want. So long story short, just not seeing the results that we ideally would want for this particular account. So going into it, the main problem obviously is just getting CPA lower. And like for us, if we want to get CPA lower, like our main things we're going to look at is the creative itself, the landing page itself, and the offer that we're running. Those are the three big levers that I'm really going to be focusing on right there. So for this account, like we already had the offer dialed in. We already had the landing page dialed in. So we knew it's going to be more focused on the creative side that we're going to go for. Now, obviously, we were testing more ads, right? Like this is an account that we've been running for a period of time, and we've tested a lot of ads for this account. But the problem with test more ads here is that testing more ads was not working, because we were testing more ads under the core kind of hypothesis of how we're going to make this brand work. So we knew that just testing more ads with the route we were going was not going to work, because the current route that we were going was just not working, right? Like that strategy that we were deploying for how we were deciding the creatives to run, we needed to change things up. And this is one of those things where it's like, we don't need to change it from a perspective of, hey, let's completely stop testing ads and do something else, or let's change ad account structure. We just need to change our mindset of what we're going to put in those creatives. We need to focus more over quality over quantity. And that's something I've been preaching on this channel for years now, quality over quantity. So here I'm just having a self-reflection moment of what mistakes are we making in our current testing process? When we're building out these creatives and stuff, what are the mistakes we're making that's preventing us from hitting our goals? Now, the first problem we had was that we were selling a product that was $70, and all the alternatives for this particular product were around $2 to $5. So we were not just the most expensive product in our niche for this particular desire that we're going after. We were roughly 15 times more expensive than the cheapest solution out there. So like we were going after substantial, like when we're putting this product in the marketplace, it's a substantial difference. Now, for us, usually when we're selling a more expensive product, all I'm going to do is simply articulate to people and say, hey, this product is expensive, yeah, but it's cheaper than this. So for example, if I'm going after selling like a lotion or a cream for like the face and stuff like that, I'll compare that to as the cheaper alternatives to Botox, for example. Now it's like people are already used to spending money on Botox, and now they have a cheaper alternative for this cream, and it makes your product look a lot cheaper. But in our case, we are the most expensive product. So that's problem number one. Number two is that the current avatar we are marketing to is low quality. Long story short, we're selling breath spray, $70 breath spray to make your breath smell better, so that way you could kiss girls. And long story short, that's what we were, marketing to for guys. And we were just attracting a bunch of horny men that want to get laid. That was the only marketing for this product that was working. Showing guys getting kissed by attractive girls. And it was just attracting a low quality audience of horny guys who want to get laid. And that was the only reason why they were buying the products. They're not a good long-term customer. And the buying motive is like, I don't really want to say superficial, but like it's there, don't get me wrong, but it's not like a strong buyer motive right there. So those are the two problems that we know we need to address. And for our ideal situation, we need to find a customer avatar that has a real problem and can afford this $7 product with no flinching. So here, if we get this correct, if we can find a customer avatar, then $70, it's like we're going to market to a more affluent demographic. A more affluent demographic, they can comfortably spend $70 without having to worry about, oh, wait, hey, this is a lot of money. And then the second thing is this person still needs to have a real problem, right? It may not be trying to get laid. It might not be, want to kiss girls, but still has somewhat of a problem where they need to freshen their breath. Now, for us, this actually ended up becoming cigar lovers whose wives, girlfriends hate their breath. And this is actually from literally personal experience. Not that my girlfriend hates my breath after a cigar, but I always, make sure I freshen my breath before kissing her and stuff like that after a cigar. But I was literally smoking a cigar while going through this. And I'm like, well, wait, why not we go after cigar lovers? The reason why cigar lovers would be a good ideal demographic for this is because cigar lovers are already used to spending $10, $20, $30 a stick for a cigar. They're already spending $30, $40 for a nice lighter, a nice cutter. Humidors can go for a couple $100s. So they're already spending a lot of money for cigars, and this is not smokers. This is cigar lovers. I want to be very clear on this. Smokers spend couple dollars for a pack of cigarettes, and cigarettes are like a lower income thing, whereas like higher income people, more affluent people are going to smoke a cigar. It's a little bit more classy and sophisticated and stuff like that. So we're already kind of marketing to a more affluent demographic here, and these people are already used to spending this type of money, to where $70 for something to keep their mouth clean and like keep their mouth breath smelling better is not a big deal. So here we went and created ads for this particular avatar. Just to show y'all real quick, we did one video at 3 different visual hooks. This is not the actual visual hooks we used. I just should show you an example right there. This is actually like kind of one of the beginning ones right here. And the way I do this is that I create one video. They all gonna have the same text hook, so same body, same text hook, but each one's gonna have a different visual hook. With Andromeda, we're still doing visual hook testing, but it's just when we initially launch that particular ad, and the text hook creates the visual hook. And we're going to go over some of those examples in a little bit of what that looks like. But just in theory here, we're creating one video with one text hook, one body. All the bodies are the same, all the text hooks are the same, but each one has a different visual hook. And this will be 3 videos right here. Same thing for photos. We're doing same text hook on all these photos, but just a different background. And again, I'll show you some examples of this in a little bit. So we took this idea for cigar smokers. We created those 3 videos, which is technically just one video with 3 different visual hooks. We didn't create any photos because there's just no reason to create any photos. And then we went into our CBO campaign like we always run. We created a new ad set called 128 right here. And for this particular ad set that we launched on October 8th, it initially only got $1 of spin. And just to show you how that's set up, optimizing for conversions, purchases, maximize number of conversions, Vantage Plus audience, Vantage Plus placements, all of that's being done here. Now, if we go over here, we actually ended up loading 6 ads in this particular ad set. Normally I only do 3 but my editor just made a couple extra, so I tossed them in. A lot of you guys tweak the fuck out trying to figure out like, oh, do I do 3 ads or 6 ads? And like you overcomplicate this shit when it's just like, toss on average, I do 3 ads per ad set. There will be sometimes my editor makes a couple extra ads. Am I going to create a whole nother ad set for those extra ads? No, I'm just going to toss them in. It makes no sense for me to create these extra ad sets. So in this case, 128 right here, all of these right here is the same video, which is a different visual hook. Now, going into this, October 14th, it took about 6 days for this ad set to take overall spin, and we lowered cost per purchase for this campaign down to $32. Now, when I did initially take this screenshot, it was kind of midday, so I took another screenshot just before filming this video with October 14th and October 15th together. October 15th is together. We spent $1,300 on this ad so far with a $35 cost per purchase, which is bringing down that overall cost per purchase for this campaign down a lot, which is great because again, you know, originally we were in that 60th, 70th dollar. Now we're all the way down to $32. So now we can actually start scaling this campaign up by $22 a day and keep it simple. Now, a couple other things here, just kind of address more now into this. But Nick, similar creatives. I don't even know why I put this comment right here. But the big thing with Andromeda is taking bigger swings. So for Andromeda here, there's a couple different swings we can take. We can change the angle, we can change the desire, we can change the awareness, we can change the sophistication stage, we can change the avatar. Now, for the angle, this is going to be like how to scale Facebook ads, 3 ways to scale Facebook ads, how to scale Facebook ads to 50K days, how to scale Facebook ads to 1K days. All of these things right here are going to attract different types of people. So you have to kind of keep in mind here is that when I'm thinking of Andromeda, I'm thinking of who are all the different types of people that we can advertise to, and then from there, with all these different types of people, what are the different types of ads that we can create for each groups of these people? Because that's the big thing with Andromeda. It's how do we reach more people because the system got better and it's better at identifying those people. Instead of just making 500 videos on how to scale Facebook ads, let's make various different videos like this because it's going to appeal to different groups of people. How to scale Facebook ads to 50K days is going to appeal to a more affluent demographic that are trying to hit 50K days. Whereas how to scale Facebook ads to 1K days is going to appeal to a lower income demographic, likely people that are just starting to really get started with Shopify. So very different demographics. Desire right here, get rid of migraines versus better sleep. These are 2 different people. One person wants better sleep at night. One person wants to get rid of migraines. I just had a student who was advertising a product specifically for migraines and just switched over to Desire to better sleep. He found a new winning ad, and now he's spending $1,700 a day at 3x return on ad spend. Next one is awareness stage. Obviously, like I'm not going to go super deep into these, but aware, product aware, solution aware, problem aware, unaware. All of these stages are going to have different types of creatives for each stage, whereas like an aware, you're just doing a simple static ad with like the percentage off, whereas unaware may be like a 5-minute long VSL or something like that. So all of these have different creatives because the messaging is different at each of these levels. When you define the messaging, then the visuals are just a byproduct of that messaging. And then same thing for sophistication, base claim, exaggerated claim, new mechanism, better mechanism, identity, all different types of visuals for each of these. And then lastly, various different avatars. So originally we went after people with bad ref, which technically was just, you know, horny guys with bad breath. And then we changed it to cigar smokers with bad breath, and that completely changed the outlook for this particular account by just changing the avatar. We were already testing a lot of ads with, hey, horny guys with bad breath, and that was getting us nothing net new. Why? Because it was just the same thing over and over and over. And that wasn't getting us anything net new for the account, for the ad account to optimize with. Now, if we look at these, all of these require unique visuals and appeal to different people. As long as you're consistently following this structure, you will be perfectly fine with Andromeda. Again, this is something that I've always preached and always focused on. This is nothing new in the sense of like, oh my God, Facebook just changed this and now everyone's tanking. It's just now Facebook's being a lot more vocal about it. And the people that got away from just doing like simple things like this is a horrible example of just like, hey, let me find a winning image ad and just keep testing headlines on it. That's not going to work anymore with Andromeda. This is not going to work anymore because now Facebook's just going to classify these as similar and just keep spending on the one that had results. It's not really going to give these other ones a chance. But if we look at the new way, right? Like here's an example right here of something that we made. Each of these have different visuals on it. Yes, they're the same style, but they're made to appeal to different groups of people. This is going to appeal to more guys, this will appeal to more girls, and this is more of a generalized one. Now, I also tossed this one in here because we're already testing guys and girls, and I just want to toss in a third one right here just to see if we do a more general approach. So this would work better because now it's made to appeal to different demographics of people. So I think that's the key thing there, is that with every creative test we do, we want to appeal to different groups of people. This doesn't improve different groups of people. It's just pretty much the same thing over and over and over. Now, here's another example here. This one it's technically all girls here, but what we did right here and here is this one we showcased the beautiful skin that girls want, and this one right here we're showcasing the actual treatment process itself. Now, these two here are too similar. These, I will say that, hey, we made the mistake of putting two similar images together because these don't really create net new things. They're both just showing girls with beautiful skin here. So if I really wanted to change this up a lot, I'd probably put a guy as one of them, girls one of them, and then, technically I could just put a fourth one right here for a guy also getting the treatment as well. But you'll notice here that these are still going to appeal to different groups of people. This would be for girls who want the beautiful skin. These would be more for people from that curiosity perspective of actually like wanting to get that treatment itself. Now, Nick, what about iterations and variations? Are those pretty much useless? How do I look at that now? So we actually found this winning headline right here, viral new laser treatment, based off the one I just showed. And you can see right here, we created still net new styles, creative styles with that winning headline. And then guess what happened? We found another new winning creative here. But you'll notice here that the creative style is different versus this one right here. So it still looks new to the platform, even though we're using that same headline. Now, if we look here, okay, this is variations right here for me. What is iterations? Iterations is this right here, where we then went and found another winning ad, which is this one right here. This particular ad started crushing. It beat this one, and now this one's working. Now, well, hey, Nick, I thought iterations doesn't work. Again, iterations with intention and purpose do work. Iterations of just throwing random shit at the wall doesn't work. So here we wanted to showcase someone doing the treatment. We wanted to showcase like a person actually doing the treatment on someone. We took this picture right here of someone about to get the treatment. So that way, like, we just thought this one looked a lot more scroll stopping and stuff. So two different examples right here. These look different, right? But if I just showcase the same person doing the same treatment, but just from a slightly different camera angle or maybe a different color scrub, like that really wouldn't make any difference. Then it's like, okay, then we want to showcase the skin people want. Then we want to showcase that you could also do this on your back. And then we also want to showcase a guy right here. So we can try to appeal to different buyer demographics of like guys versus girls, different buyer demographics of where they want the treatment done. This one's not really appealing to different buyer demographics since we know it's mostly women that's getting this, but we're showcasing the skin people want, right? We're showing that beautiful skin that girls want. Here, again, not really different buyer demographics, but just a scroll stopping image from two different perspectives, right? Like both of these look different, even though they're both doing the treatment itself. And like I said, we were able to find this image and this image. These became new winning ads for this particular account that we haven't been able to beat now for 2 months. Now, lastly, testing cadence that a lot of people are questioning. How many new ad sets per week? How many new creatives per week? To be honest, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm going to be very straightforward with that. It does not matter at all. I've seen dropshippers download 50 TikToks a day and test 50 TikToks a day with a $10 a day budget and find a winning ad and scale. I've seen people test one new ad a week. Each ad becomes a new winner and scale. I've seen both, and both work. What I prioritize is quality over quantity. So when I'm intentional about each creative test I'm doing and being deliberate about each creative test I'm doing, that's when I'm finding more winning ads. When I'm throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks, I find less winning ads because, let's go back to it, I have no clue what the problem is. I'm just throwing things at the wall. I'm not doing any creative reviews or anything like that. I'm just testing more ads, but I'm not being intentional about it. I'm not taking my step back and reviewing these creatives that we tested and understanding things like this. This is the two questions that solved our problem here for this account. So in this case right here, if I would have never taken the step back and done that and just kept throwing things at the wall, I would never have that like, hey, we need to turn around. We're going the wrong direction here. It's like if you're traveling somewhere and you realize, hey, I'm seeing snow and shit like that, and we're supposed to be like in the desert right now. Like, we got to take a step back here and we got to figure out what the problem is that we're going through. And when you're just throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks, you don't realize what the problem is within that creative. When you actually prioritize going through each creative you test and build it with intention, then you understand why my hypothesis was wrong or why my hypothesis was right. When you're just throwing things at the wall and hope something sticks, you lack that depth with each creative you do. So when things are not working, you have no clue why things are not working. So again, I'm always prioritizing quality over quantity. I have 0 set number per week. Some weeks we test 0. There's been some of our clients where we'll go 2 or 3 weeks testing 0 ads. Why? Because we're spending a ton of time on a whole new set of quality ads that just take a little bit more time. It could take me a couple weeks to build out some unaware ads, whereas aware ads, I can go produce 50 of those in a day. So there will be some weeks we don't test anything because we're spending a lot of time building quality over quantity ads. Next thing is that we're just letting things run. We're not turning any things off. I made a video about this about a week ago where we're just throwing everything up on Facebook and letting Facebook do its thing. The only time I'm going to turn something off is if I launch an ad today, tomorrow it takes overall spin, and when on the day it takes overall spin, performance tanks and doesn't pick up for 2 or 3 days after that ad takes overall spin, then I'm gonna go turn that off. But for the most part, I'm not turning anything else off. I'm just letting everything run, and that's making less work for me as the advertiser now, because now it's just build ads, upload the account, and occasionally turn something off and decrease spin. The job of the media buyer has been further devalued, and there's less and less things for them to do besides being a glorified ads uploader now. And this is where understanding how to create creatives with intentions, quality over quantity, all of these high level things has become the most important skill set that you could possibly, gain over this period of time. So if you want to increase that skill set, then obviously just subscribe to the channel. I have tons of videos on this. Or 2, then I have my inner circle where I actually work with you one-on-one going through these high level things here of, like desire, awareness, sophistication, understanding how to position your product the correct way. This is where all things that we cover inside of my inner circle, which is linked below. Again, that's one-on-one mentoring with you. If y'all enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My name is Nick Theriot. Hope you have a good rest of y'all day. Peace out.